Today we're going to do a standard issue compound interest problem. First and foremost, we need to notice here that there's a typo in the equation. We're not going to raise to the power of RT. That is false. So I wrote the compound interest formula here, wrote some notes about what all these things mean. We're just going to plug in the stuff we know and punch it into a calculator, and boom, we're going to have the answer. So here's the deal. We're going to invest $15,000, right? That's our principal starting investment. That goes here. So the amount of money we have after 7 years is going to be 15 grand multiplied by this quantity, 1 plus our interest rate. This is the key. Express this as a decimal, aka that number divided by 100, aka move the decimal point over to the left by 2 places. So this is going to be 0.065. Some people are going to put 0.65 by accident, thinking that they're about to get 65% return on their investment, which is never going to happen. We need to divide by n. N is the number of times per year that our interest is going to be compounded. This problem says semi-annually. Semi-annually means twice a year. We're going to divide by 2. Boom. We're going to raise to the power of that same n that was here is going to show up in our exponent 2. We're going to multiply by the time in years. It says 7 years here in our problem that we're going to invest this money. 2 times 7. Punch that thing into your calculator, and it looks like you should end up the amount of money. If you want to get fancy, you could say after 7 years, write it like a function. Aren't you fancy pants? Is $23,472. And I'm going to write 2 decimal places because we're talking about money. It's always good to have something that makes sense, no pun intended. Also, I like to look at my answer and say, hey, is this reasonable? 15 G's in the bank, 7 years later, now it's 23 grand. Yeah, it seems that could happen. You know what I mean? Like if my answer was 23 million, I would say, well, that's ridiculous. Or if my answer was 0.23, I would say, well, that's clearly a wrong answer as well. So always turn on your common sense and say, hey, does this sound legit? Cool.